some well-known take members, basically people who are going to be recognised by the higher ups as uh, people of note, people who have done courageous things, and Joshua. And he's basically enlisting you to go in and put on a good show to try and kind of talk people round from closing the Slayer's take. Because, huh? So, well, no, it's more. Actually, that's probably the exact opposite of what he wants. He does, you know, you're all a bunch of cutthroats and thugs. Well, let's see how well I use my sword. That'll teach me. Samantha goes, no, 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 not weapon demonstration. No, no, no. Again, this is. I mean, where we are going, it is. Cardboard cutouts of take members. They don't have real weapons. In Soviet Russia. No, it is more. We are going there to prove to them that. We're going there to prove to them. I am carrying on, Marcus! You're so mean! What's wrong with your token? I don't know. Because you're weird. There you go, you just delete the numbers and the bars disappear. It's not linked to anything. Ha, indeed. I don't know what they relate to. It's your character. But there you go. I fixed that one. Well, some of us do. So anyway, as I was trying to say, we are going there, we're going to talk. There is a good chance that because it is a higher up part of the city, where the well-to-do people are, you will not be allowed to go in with your weapons anyway, so there will be no demonstration. Now, they're not going to take away books for magic or focuses and things like that, but still, please no demonstrations of power. We are just there to talk, okay? No, whatever you would usually wear. If you want to dress up fancy, then you can do. I'm not sure it's going to have too much of an effect on them if you turn up wearing armor or not. I don't know what the Hello Kitty is, but possibly. But if you wish to leave your weapons in your rooms or whatever, otherwise the guards are most likely going to confiscate them. Would you like to leave your weapons in your rooms, or are you going to risk it? Why have you added another bar on there, Moani? You just complained about it, and now you're adding them back on? Okay. This is not your room. This is my office. I mean, you can leave it there if you want, but I'm not going to lock it while I'm away. Hmm. I shouldn't have to ask this, but I'm going to anyway. Is your house in Vasselheim? Then yes, you have time to put your weapons in your house. Okay, once he is back, we will get going. Payment-wise, we will negotiate that after things have been settled, depending on how useful I feel that you have been. Some of you, I imagine, are going to be more useful than others, and I want to. It will encourage you to be useful rather than aggressive and show off your weapon skills. Does that make sense? That was an awkward and very long silence. I'm not sure it does. But okay. Uh, let's just wait for Joshua to come back. This is kind of awkward. Oh, and I'll be coming with you, obviously, so I need to come around. Oh, I better... I'll be back in a second. I'm just going to put my... Vanessa! Can't take my weapons! Vanessa! And he returns. It's like, that was nice and quick and easy. No, she always puts them away. I don't. Every time I look in the cupboard where I think the weapons are, I find towels or something weird, fancy teas. It's very odd. So how have you all been, by the way? Because it has been quite a long time since our last contract. Lucian, I haven't seen you for quite some time. That sounds awful crusadery. Probably best not to mention that when we're speaking to the higher-ups of Vasselheim. Yes, Marley? Hmm. Frothy men and women. Hmm. This is starting to get awkward now. Oh, thank God, he's back. Good. Right, let's head off then. So we are going to the fancier part of town, and we're going to talk to people. So follow me. And he leads you winding through the streets and whatnot. The next map, it's going to look quite dark, but I've got the lighting on because it's actually daytime. Ba-ding-a-ding. So it looks like maybe they've just got dark cobblestones. Here we are. As you come through the gates, the guards search you, pat you down, and you got any weapons? All right, hand it over. Cool. I mean, you could just hand over the bag. That would be fine. It will save you a lot of time, save me a lot of time. Fine, just keep them coming then. It doesn't do anything, you have to turn it inside out with a bag of holding. Cool. Everything flies out and fills the room up with weapons, and he hands you back anything that isn't a weapon. This is fine, that's fine. Oh, here you go. Right, there you go. On your way then. In through you go. Toodle pip. That was not too bad. I mean, I don't know why you can just leave those in your house, Hermione. Oh, sorry. Right. So, as you can see, this is a lovely part of town. Recently rebuilt. I keep accidentally opening things. A lot of them are just reused tokens. I don't know which familiar face you see. That one specifically. He's cleaning up rubbish in the streets. He doesn't live around here. They tend not to have many fat, shirtless, rich men. He's been in a few things. He was definitely one of the villagers in the gay bar that turned out to be evil, but I can't remember exactly why they were evil. They were werewolves? Ah, fun times. Ah. It is one of those things. Oh, sorry. It's halfling things. Right. Yes, it's fair enough. Hello, we are here to speak to the higher ups. Okay. Have you got any weapons? No, none of us have any weapons. Hmm. All right then. In you go. They throw open the door. Right. If you would care to follow me, everybody. Let's just go through. Take a seat. Oh, yeah. I will sit on the edge of the table here. Hey, hello, my friends. It is me, Boris. I am captain of guard, as you remember. Oh, we're not doing introductions yet. Sorry. What are you talking about? Merton sort of looks at Joshua and goes, "Just take a seat." Joshua, just yes, thank you. And the guards are gonna close the door behind you. Cool. You see a couple of stop drawing things. Did that actually draw on the dynamic lighting? Yes, it did. Good. Thank fuck for that. Stupid thing. So again, you probably recognise the token. This is one of the gentlemen that sat at the table, who are now surrounded by take members, and he sort of goes, "Oh yes, welcome, Slowstake. I have looked forward to meeting with you and discussing the matters at hand, the greater matters, the matters of Vasselheim. Of course, of course. Yes. Now, my name is Lord Lordingson. I will. Indeed. It's a pleasure to meet you too. Yes. Now, Raven Queen follow. That's admirable stuff. What? Enchanted. Oh, nice to meet you, floating man, and oh, Joshua, a young lady after my own heart. Yes. Of course. Yes. That's very, very funny because he's so short. Yes. Oh, of course. Should introduce you to other people. No, he will introduce himself. So, yes. There's this man here who looks, now that I think about it, kind of evil. He doesn't actually have a sword or dark makeup around his eyes. Hey, who knows? Maybe he digs that sort of look. He's a very old goth. No. So he sort of looks and goes, "Hello, my name is Sadux, and pleasure to meet you too. It is indeed DUX, Sadux. And I have organised this meeting as, well, I was in charge of Well, actually, I just realised I'm adding the name tags. I don't know if I've actually got it set up to show name tags. Let's do that. Yep, okay, and there's Boris's one. Good, good, good. So, the reason I summoned you here is to discuss the future of the Slayer's Take. Now, from what I understand, you are a gang of monster hunters. Is that correct? Hmm. Are your members monitored in any way, shape, or form? How do you convey that in a look? Is this a lot of wiggling eyebrows and mouthing words? Oh, sister! Oh, sis! Martin! Oh, sister! Where is she? Roll a performance to do your thing. Apparently Merton doesn't have the nature ability, but he does have insight. Plus 14. Like, doesn't stop him rolling like shit though. That's persuasion, not performance. And that 20 is fine. No, I'm just pulling your leg. He sort of looks at you and sort of shakes his head a little bit and goes, "Oh no, we are we are monitor we monitor our members quite closely. We have them branded, as I'm sure they're all willing to show you. And these brands we are able to track via magical means. The magic form the brands is not able to be broken or circumvented, except in extreme cases. Extreme cases. Of Do we have bylaws? Yes, you have control of yourselves, and other laws are like the laws of the city that obviously you must follow. Things like no stealing, no killing, no, the obvious laws. No public urination. I don't feel like I need to go on. Well, the members of the Slayers Take are expected to be upstanding citizens, but no, usually individual contracts call for individual attitudes and behaviors. I mean, in some contracts, you may be asked to be amicable to kobolds. In others, you may be going out and rounding up and dealing justice to kobolds. I don't. I mean, we are all here on the same page, obviously. So Dux, everybody in the Slayer's Take is aware of these rules. We are merely staging this conversation to show uh, how they work. And oh, sorry. Well, the concerns that I have are ever since this fiasco with the Titan, a new level of security has been added to Vasselheim, which was already quite a secure entity, as it were. I mean, you may have noticed the areas of city now, like the one that you just passed through, are much smaller. They are more heavily walled and segmented, I suppose, might be the word that you'd use. So if there were a breach, it would reduce the risk to the overall population. There are magical glyphs in place to prevent certain intrusions and incidents, and basically the city's a lot safer and a lot more secure than it ever has been before. So it raises the question, do we really need the Slayer's take? Well, we do have Vox Machina, the ones who stopped the Titan when the Slayer's take were unable to do so. Can I get a persuasion check from somebody with advantage as you're all arguing it? And this guy is unable to intimidate people. I always find it fascinating which characters have abilities missing. Like Merton doesn't know shit about nature. 33 persuasion. What? Even with a nat 20, he doesn't come anywhere fucking near that. 20, so he's quite insightful and he sort of follows you and is like, oh, no, that's, oh, and apparently he's a priest. Oh, that's, quite interesting. It's, hmm. Well, surely this is the responsibility of Boris and the town guard. Actually, when the town guard are mostly responsible for incidents inside walls, Slayers take they're predominantly outside of walls. Like we do sometimes handle intrusions, like Thrall coming in and trying to set traps and things, but mostly is outside forces amassing. Hmm, I see. So why why do we get so many reports of the Slayers take basically breaking laws willy-nilly, killing people, stealing things, uh, the destruction on property is just incredible. I mean, do you know how much damage a fireball causes? The people might, but I imagine the room would be fucked. No, these are people. Ha! Martin goes, these are people. Yes, there have been reports from people who have, okay, maybe not been killed by the fireball. Some have actually been partially scorched. Some have lost relatives uh, during these conflicts. But a lot of property damage has been sustained, and people are displeased. And it is my responsibility to ensure that the people of Vasselheim feel safe. I don't get what your argument is. Are you saying that it was not the Slayer's take that damaged property within Vasselheim? So, would putting a ban on the Slayers take from operating within the walls of Vasselheim help remedy this use of extreme force and whatnot within our walls? Hmm. I need to look to the calendar if I want to hit people with exact dates. He would have the dates, so why don't I go to the calendar and look for exact dates? And you know what? I can't bother to do that shit. I should have done it in advance. So I have here reports of a number of members of the Slayers take going into a restaurant and poisoning soup. Do any of you have anything to do with this? A number of people died, had to be resurrected, and the resurrections were paid for. No. No, it was definitely the Slayers' take, and I I was the one that hosted the contract, but I can't remember who was actually on it. All I remember was you were shrunk down and you broke into a kitchen and poisoned some soup. Yes, that bug zapper was fucking lethal. But as for who was actually on it, it was quite a while ago. Well, that narrows it down. He's flicking through loads and loads of records. Oh, the attack on Vasselheim, that was quite a while ago. Yes. No, I think that probably would have raised suspicions that they were possibly Vecna cultists. Um, so their claims would have fallen on deaf ears. And also, if they were, they probably would have rubbed the makeup off. Unless they're a bit thick. Hey, that's cheating! Cooking up trouble. So Marcus was there as Warden, Kevin as Barrel Wash, Vampy as Captain Bone, John Rook, and Bryn. uh, hmm I mean, there are other reports as well of these things, and I mean, which was City Rampage? I don't remember what the hell that was. That was the that was a long time ago. No, that was with Dongar, Nick as Rayvan, and Seth as Sir Geralt. So a very random bunch. So a bunch of people that are no longer here. There was also the luring of a lich or a lich's wrath upon the city of Vasselheim, which was purely pinned to one Jonathan Rook, where a number of people were killed, some were butchered, heads were rained down upon the city, screaming zombies arrived at the gates. Does the Slayers Take not perform background checks on any of its members? Hmm. Not a problem. Well, I don't know. Let's open it up to the room, and I'll ask you for answers one at a time. I'd like to know what you see the future of the Slayers Take being. Moeni, isn't it? If you could answer me first, please. What do you see the future of the Slayers Take being? That's fine. Okay. And Lucian, Paladin of the Raven Queen. Uh, what do you see the future of the Slayers Take being? Hmm. Fair enough. Olive. Hmm. And finally, Joshua. So you're saying that the Slayers Take stands as a good influence on adventurers? Hmm. Okay. Well, I do feel that while the Slayers Take does have a positive influence on Vasselheim, you may need to be more closely policed, more closely watched. So I will allow the Slayers Take to continue operating within and around the city. But I feel that more monitoring needs to be put in place. Maybe some higher entity employed as a an overruling guardian, as it were. Hmm. No, but I'm sure I'll be able to get one of our many uh, worthy mages to conjure something up. There is a there is a need I feel for just a true source of good behind the Slayer's take. No offense to Merton or his lovely wife, but in normal mortal beings, there is the chance for corruption and um, going for own personal gain, that sort of thing. Again, no offense, Merton. Oh, that's fine, none taken. You know, it's not a problem. Okay. No, I mean, it really is up to them. The magic school will deem what's most necessary and summon them. Why do you feel that angels would be better represented? Most angels are loyal to only one deity, and despite being good aligned creatures, when it comes to said deity, they're incredibly biased. Merton tries to kick you under the table. You heal up for 1 hit point. Um, stupid -1 strength. We trust the magic users of Vasselheim to know exactly who to put in charge, and we will coordinate with them. We'll coordinate with them. If there is nothing else, then we shall leave. Is there anything else any of you want to say? Oh, of course. Go ahead, Lucian. uh, I gathered you weren't. I'd like to use divine sense. What do you mean? What are you using divine sense for? Um, Other than whatever funky shit is in the Slayer's take, you detect that there are two humans and Sir Dux. Sir Dux probably is a human. What does he look like? Actually, I'll say you get a slight celestial vibe from Sir Dux. He is possibly an Asimar because he wants the constitution and charisma boost or whatever the fuck Asimars get. Wings every 6 years. Go for it. Insight check him. He is also unable to intimidate people. Almost rolled an athletics check. He's a veteran. You get that he's holding something back, but mostly he's been very quiet throughout the whole meeting, drinking his wine and uh, missing the woman that he would probably be forcing upon himself. It's just a token. So yes, if there's nothing more you wish to say, then I guess this meeting is adjourned. Boris, would you please show them to the gate? And well, it was. I appreciate you all coming here to discuss this matter. And the meeting is finished. But yes, of course. Uh, so Okay. Is everybody coming? Come on. Let's move as a strike force. One team. All together. Moani? And let me just... Yes, I feel that we got our point across and we didn't come across too stabby. Nobody decided to show off their weapon skills. Ah, why am I drawing squares everywhere? And I keep drawing squares everywhere. It's not very good. Not every meeting has to involve alcoholism. It is one of those things. That's fair enough. Oh, what are you doing hovering over the top of me there, Olive? Cool. As you get to there, I'd like everybody to stop moving their tokens, please. As you notice something weird coming around the corner. Actually, these two are going to be slightly further ahead because while you want to be in the Lucian, they're not fussed about it. And also, I'm the DM. I'm allowed to move my token. You notice this thing come around the corner. Just looks like a little paper wizard. Oh God, indeed. As it does, you see something else following it around. What looks like a hunched... Oh, actually, I better make sure the name isn't being displayed. Good, it isn't. Fantastic. This weird hunched-looking old man, but not formed of flesh or bone or anything other than just smoke. Black plumes of smoke tightly knotted together. And he moves at kind of the pace of like 30 foot in 6 seconds sort of speed. And he looks like this. Although he's black and I realise this smoke's white. But, you know, imagination. Imagination. Yeah. And the paper mage sort of points. He runs around the corner, runs into the middle of you, kind of into Lucian space, and erupts. And all of the people within Lucian's aura just cough and splutter, and I'm just moving him out of the way because I don't need him there, whatever. I'll just put him up on the wall. And then the paper mage sort of vanishes down to the south, and you sit there for about 30 seconds and nothing happens. Merton sort of looks back and goes, what was that all about? Of course. $11. That was some sort of weird firework thing. Never seen anything like that before. As it gets to the point where a minute has passed, and you all sort of stood dazedly around, they move slightly closer to the gate. This goes off. Boop. So I need a con save from everybody. Obviously, you get the +5 from John, except for Moani, who was too far away. And I had... Oh, none of them can make it. +5. as Jess, when I said except for Moani, you're Moani. That's the name of your character. No, everybody needs to roll the check except for you. Anyhow, that guard fails, and that guard fails. Okay, so you all pass because obviously Constitution. Oh yeah. Solution, after a minute has passed, you notice some people getting ill, and you get it as well. See, if I hadn't moved the thing so far away, I'll move it into this house, so I'll be able to click it easier. You get the first lot of effects, and I will need everybody to roll an initiative. Shit starts happening. Cool. Man, those guards are really well. I suppose they were on guard, so always watching. So whatever. I'm just changing the music to something slightly more somber. It's not battle music, but Solution. You receive 2 necrotic damage, and you feel your skin start to bubble and boil. The first Vasselheim guard, who is that one there, he receives 8 necrotic damage, and he's still alive, but he sort of starts freaking out. Says, what's going on? What the fuck's... yeah, this is... What? And he sort of starts moving further away from where the smoke burst. Then the next guard effects. He only receives 3 damage. Joshua, as you are stood there, I need you to make another saving throw, because you are too close. Joshua? Yes, you're stood too close to people with the plague. Could you roll another save, please? Yep, you pass, and it's your turn. You do notice, actually, I can mark the guards because their skin has started melting off. So these 2 guards are clearly suffering from the plague. And you did notice everybody kind of where Lucian's aura was had been hit by the smoke. Okay. You don't have to click it. As you cast Lesser Restoration on Lucian, nothing happens. Moani, you are stood within 10 feet of this woman here whose skin is starting to look bad, so I need you to make the save, please. Because you're too close. 23, you foul, and you now have the Domino Plague. And it is your turn. Although you don't know that you're infected, you haven't taken any damage, you just... I mean, there's a bunch of people whose skin has started to melt. Joshua did just shout some instructions. Okay. Alev, You are too close. Con save. Yep, you're fine. Okay. Sure. If you want to do an Arcana check, go for it. Cool. With a 20, you get the impression that it is a spell. Magic used to spread disease and infection, but this is clearly the fact that it was one of those paper wizards from the evil books that people shouldn't be casting from, and this is some bad shit. Lucian, on your turn, you've already taken damage. That's when your skin starts to bubble and fizzle. What would you like to do? Okay. 5 points to remove the disease. Correct. Cool. And I'm gonna sneeze. Sorry about that. Is that the end of your turn, Lucian? Cool. And you are aware that you're infected, by the way. Just so you know. As this guard sees people's skin start bubbling, he sort of rushes out just as Merton and Boris go out, and the gate slams behind them. And he goes, "It's all contained! They're contained! Oh God, it's disgusting, it's horrible!" And now to roll for some peasanty people who have a total of 4 hit points. So they are... Oh yeah. This old guy here melts. Well, he falls on the floor, and you just see his skin bubbling and pulsating and starts removing itself from his bones. The woman to the right of him, her skin starts to crack and peel, and a kind of hideous looking basically fissures start appearing in her skin, which is lovely. This guy down here, he also keels over and his skin starts to peel off. Oh yeah, this woman, as she's stood up, her skin just starts coming apart, and then she collapses down onto the floor. And then the dog. The dog is okay, but starts to look rough. Its fur's coming out in large chunks, and it whimpers. It whimpers, and it tries to get away. It runs. That's how injured it is. It runs. They have speed of 40 feet. It runs 40 feet over here. Yeah, you can take an attack of opportunity. Cool, go for it. Moani, you miss. Oh, you whatchamacallit? He doesn't have a sheet. I will say he has a plus nothing to fucking wisdom. I'm just gonna roll a d20. He needs the nat 20. Nope. He died. Yeah, I suppose on 19. Yeah, you kill the dog as it tries to run away. No. Just as it moves out of your reach, so it gets to about there-ish. Fine. It gets to. I'll move it up a thing. It would have moved through Moani's legs. That's why she missed. Yeah. Okay. Okay, the Vasselheim guard. He sort of stands here and sort of goes, right, nobody go near the gates. Just we're gonna sort you out some medicine. Everything's fine. See, just a little hiccup, and everybody's okay. And I don't know why I've got them as two separate initiatives. Let's have them move on the same turn because this one's also going to move to here and be like, "Yep, everybody, calm down. No running around. No moving." The little guy's going to move over there. Joshua. Yeah. Oh, I'll click the thing again if you want. You don't know yet. You don't receive any damage until the 10th round. It's also spread to these people because they stood too close to the dead people, and now it's spreading to you. They just stood there watching. Well, they don't know. They feel fine. Who tried to move? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those two aren't moving anywhere anyway. They're basically trying to stop people from leaving. I think if you guys tried to rush towards the gate, they would attack you. Okay, I'll say you hit those as well. So let me roll for. Oh, I said there was 6. Oh, all right. So, yeah, boy. One person passed. Oh, fuck me. The little girl passed. Have you tried saying calm down to somebody? It doesn't work. It's not a very effective method. Do you know if somebody's passed or not? Okay. Cool. Right, is that the end of your turn? Cool. To within 10 feet of the dog. Moani. I would like to point out as well, at this point, you don't know that Joshua and the dog are infected, or the two people that are marked with skulls down here. This is the sort of shit that the guy was talking about in the meeting. It's for the greater good. Let's just kill everything. Wow. Says the daughter of a bear. Oh, do you want to take a quick break while John's getting the pizza, and we can have a loo break or whatever. Yeah. And we'll come back to Moani's turn. I don't want him to miss out. Yeah, everybody want to get back here at like 12, 30 minutes past? Yeah. Oh. Well, I'm going to go have a pee. Part of the reason I orchestrate this whole thing, yes, it was I that set the timer on his pizza. Okay, I'll be back in a second. I'm back. Buck. Don't ask what sort of deranged drugs I was on to come up with this contract, but hey, it's something different. Yeah, that's what I was going for. Server board replacement. The dice game. Cool. By the way, Olive, the walls are 60 feet high. It's a little bit of information that might come in handy later. Is it, if everyone's back, I can continue, or we can continue. It sounds like everyone is. Cool. Go on then, Moani. The rest of your move. Cool. Anything else we should do? Okay. Mm. Roll an insight. Roll insight, Moani. Yeah, you get the feeling that, Joshua did his calm down thing, and most people seem fairly calm. I don't think an 11's good enough to insight that the girl's going to do a bolt. Lev. By the way, I should have pointed out as well, for those of you who are infected and it's been more than a minute, solution mostly, you have lost your dark vision, you've got 2 levels of exhaustion, and you're going to take the damage every 30 seconds. It takes a minute for the symptoms to show, but Alev, you're clean at the moment. Mm-hmm. Okay, you use your reaction to recognize that it's a dispel magic. With dispel magic, can you click the spell for me? Sorry. The spell does have a duration. Not in the stuff I've been picking up for you, and it doesn't say that in there, but it just don't do nothing. I'm afraid. It flirts. I was just reading up to see if it dispels something magical that Lucian has on him, but I'm not going to do that. Lucian, every single magical item you have on you is now mundane. No, I imagine Alev is smart enough to. Hmm. Cool. You can do it. Cool. So you just flying around, or are you flying up? What are you doing? Okay. You do notice as you're flying further up, the guards are the ones that are on top of the wall are training their crossbows on you and looking very nervous. As I said, the wall's about 60 foot high. uh, cool. Lucian. Okay. Um. Yeah, you get the feeling that, well, you cast detect magic. Everybody around you that you look at, you get a magical essence from them. I think, does it say you get to sense of the school? Because I have written up the spell for this, although I don't want to reveal it to you just yet because it has other information in there. As you might have noticed, I've been pinging it in bits and bobs. It is necromancy, yes. A little bit of slimy doom for you. So yeah, you get the feeling that everybody, including the dog and the two people down here, are all infected, as well as these three up here. Actually, these two haven't had their turn yet, so these two aren't infected yet. Cool. Is that the end of your turn? Cool. So these two are infected, but it has not been a minute, so they don't really show any symptoms. They're going to move towards the infected people that are clearly pulsating and pussy and dissolving. And also all these dead bodies. I really should move this elsewhere. So I've got stuff on the DM layer that's like, that's annoying. Go away, strange things. The dog is gonna bolt. Yeah, I suppose you'd see a rough aura. I mean, where it was just like a cloud. It was all intermingled. But now the dog's moved further away, you get a vague idea of roughly where this infection is. Actually, he could action dash as well. He's going to move around. Let's move to it's named after my dog, but it's more named after the way plagues work, and it works. It's just a quinkydink. The little girl is also going to run because there are dead bodies and there are people with scary things shouting and nope. And because she's a child, she can bonus action dash. No, she uses her action to dash. I don't know how children work. This guy's gonna move up here to help reinforce his friends, thus infecting himself. Oh, actually, yeah, I suppose he can make the save. Let's see if he saves. Too close. Maybe. No, he has a +4, which is bollocks. So unlucky. That's all that. And yeah, everything seems fine now. This guy's gonna peek around the corner and see what's going on. Hello, Joshua. You fail. Okay, what spell are you gonna cast? Ah! Okay. We all know how charismatic dogs are. Yeah, he pop disappears back to his plane of flames. Anything else you wish to do, Joshua? Cool. Moani. You see the little girl, she's banging on a door. Oh, by the way, I should have pointed out, because the doors and windows in this are so difficult to fucking tell apart, 'cause it's a shitty quality map. Every door has a doormat. So yeah, that's a door. Yeah, you know, they're classy people. Okay, roll your grapple. Oh yeah, she can't. Needs to beat a 12. Oh, just about. She actually has a +7. No. She should probably have a +2 or 3 to Dex, but I'd say you're able to grapple her. Whatever. Just she's a small creature. You not slowed down at all. Cool. Anything else you wish to do? I would like to point out as well, she is screaming and crying for help. I mean, she'd be pretty stupid if she wasn't. Olive. Non-lethally. Oh god. I don't live here. I'm a worker. I don't have a home. I work in the street. Do you? Okay, I get it. Lucian, it's your turn. Thank you, comrade. Lucius of the Urn. Cool. Is that the end of your turn? She moves over to there. This guard, seeing as things seem to be in order, is going to move back down towards the guard barracks. You see Moani, this guy, come out of the door because there's a little girl screaming. This guy's going to go over to here. Moani, the little girl's going to try and escape from your grip. I'm going to give her a +2 to Dex. Why not? She's a little girl. An 8. You probably can't even fail that. Yeah, no, you're good. You managed to keep the little girl held down. Are you planning on fireballing? In that case, you would have detected somebody infected over here that then moved to the south. Oh, that's okay. the other people are going to move in closer to you and away from the dead bodies. This guy here picks up the dead body of the dog and moves it out of the way so that he can stand there. It's unpleasant. Like, as he drags the bones away, a lot of the skin is still left on the floor. He just stands on top of it. Ah, stop it, you're making me hungry for dog. These two guards are going to take a couple of steps forward. They've got their swords kind of at the ready if anybody tries to escape. This guy's going to move up. And actually, no, he's going to back away as well because this shit's a bit too much. Yep, basically people move. This guy's going to go to bed because nothing's happening near where he is. Tired. This guy's going to start masturbating. Cool, yep, no, that's all good. How many rounds does what last? What, masturbating? It really depends on his mood. You know what? Let's 18 rounds. That's fairly meh. It was a D100, so you know, I was trying to be generous. Joshua. Take care of its remains if it's dead. Cool. The dog appears. Okay, so you're casting anti-magic field. Cool. Well, as you cast it, I mean, people they weren't exhibiting symptoms or whatever. Lucian, your magic detection is now not working. You don't notice any difference. So basically, I mean, people weren't melting. The ones who have only just been freshly infected were fine. The woman whose skin started to bubble and boil, it kind of stopped, at least for the last few seconds. So maybe it's having an effect, maybe it isn't. You're not entirely sure. It's too early to tell, basically. No, that's fine. Moani? Yep. Cool. I guess it's a good thing you did it recklessly because that was a shit roll. Yeah, you knock her out. You bash her head against the wall, and yeah, she goes unconscious. Bonk. Cool. More alarm, more concern. The ones that were calm-ish and gathered around Lucian now, as Moani approaches with an unconscious girl who's probably got a bit of blood trickling down from the gash in the side of her head. Yes, she's a commoner. That's more than her total HP. I gave her a +2. and not every commoner's the same. This one, for instance, has a large bump on her head. Oh, cool. Lev. Oh, sorry. Hi, Lev. Uh-huh. You see a dog. You also see there is a cat that's laying near the building. So maybe he means the cat, is Joshua. You don't know. Presumably, there was a lot going on. I don't know how focused on a dog you were. Hmm. Cool. Okay, roll your charisma check. 25. He can't beat it. No. How high are you lifting it, or how high can you lift it? Okay, so you're lifting the dog 30 feet into the air. Cool. Lucian. Yep. I mean, she didn't see the Moani incident, so she sort of nods and agrees. Roll a persuasion. Oh, makes it, breaks it. So they sort of go, no, it's fine, thank you. We're fine here, making sure nobody tries to escape. Is there anything else you want to do on your turn, Lucian? Cool. So, actually, would an anti-magic field also reduce your, yeah, your aura of protection? Cool. The two people that saw Moani do that are going to move away from her. So, Joshua, you can take an attack of opportunity if you want, as these two, they just take a few steps away. No. Nah, I don't. And he's going to move to. Nah, he's going to move to there. Moani, did you want to take attack of opportunity at all? No. Oh, uh, they're just trying to get out of bopping range. Um, these These two... Olive, these guards are going to approach and... What's going on here? What are you doing to this dog? And the dog is very distressed and whimpering and being held aloft. Feel free to answer if you want. You're just ignoring them. This guy moves to here, and he's going to instruct these people to return to their homes. More infection spreads. Off map. Or not off map. Out of view of people. It's a plague, yeah. Shit gets real. Thank you, Ripley. No, NPCs are still moving around. So the guy whose daughter was just kidnapped is going to move up and around here and sort of be like, "What's going on? What are you people doing?" And Joshua, it is your turn. Yes, that seems like a reasonable and logical thing. Like you could try and deduce how long it takes for symptoms to show, and as well how quickly they react. Well, they weren't bubbling to begin with. Like people fell down and their skin melted, and then it kind of like it wasn't still bubbling. It just stopped like that. Yeah, like it had already stopped before you cast the spell, but it hasn't started up again. No. You do notice his strength may be suffering a little bit, and his aura's a bit weaker. He's not looking too happy about a few things, but he like health wise he looks fine. I can't remember. It's so long since these characters. So what do you want to do, John? Okay, roll a medicine check. I will say it's going to take a few rounds to do a proper medicine check, though, because it's not like Dr. bends down, 6 seconds later stands up and goes, "Yep, cancer of the leg, got it." So yeah, you start prodding around, and you are able to deduce this is a kind of necrotic magic. And you look at somebody like Lucian, who is usually immune to disease and resistant to this, and he's a paladin and whatnot, and he's able to cure diseases, but this is able to overwrite that. So clearly it is some next level bullshit. Some what's it called when diseases become stronger? No, they mutate. It's evolved. It's evolved into a stronger strain that of a. Sorry. Yeah, it's adapted. So that's a good way to summarize it. So, like with bacterial diseases and conditions where they're able to fight off antibiotics, it's like that. It's stronger than your average bear. I would say, yeah, it's one of those things where you saw plumes of smoke, so you might assume airborne, but you haven't seen any other plumes of smoke. Nobody else seems to be infected other than those people that were in the original burst, as it were. Hmm. Yeah, the tiny paper wizard appeared, the smoke thing ran in the middle and poofed, and then the tiny paper wizard disappeared, ran away. Cool. Moani. Yep. No. If you heal her up, she'll wake up again. She's still at full hit points. Yeah. Yeah, she'll wake up again in an hour. Hmm. You place her in front of the guards, or down here. Yeah. Okay. Close enough that you can grab her leg and swing her as some sort of improvised club if needs be. Okay. Okay. Roll persuasion. That's, yeah, I'd say with advantage. 14. That's fairly persuasive, I guess. How many of them are there? I suppose there's 5. My music stopped. That's a shame. Uh, ooh. Oh yeah. Well, she was instructed to come back anyway, although she's taken a fucking time with it. Let's put some. Peaceful mood rain. Say, I don't know. Do I want to go for spooky hip hop? Why not? Let's see if this suits the mood. Yeah, you seem to have persuaded a few of them, although the guy that just turned the corner and saw you bash his daughter, well, saw you throwing his daughter's body onto the floor, whatever. He can't really see from there. So pile drived onto the floor. He doesn't seem that tempted by coming closer to you. Neither does this fat guy at the bottom here. He's a terrible father. Is that into your turn, Moani? Okay. Alev. Yeah, I'm not gonna bother. The what? Oh, what to there? Cool. So the dog's still 30 foot up. You're 40 foot up, and you're staying at least what 15 feet away from it. How fucking long are your arms? Yeah. Well, you wouldn't have seen it. You just saw the people in the original smoke burst. Yeah. No, you haven't seen. Lucian saw that because he cast the detect magic, and you only have his word for it that the dog is infected as well. Lucian. Uh huh. Uh, everybody with skulls is infected. Uh, well, it will restore your hit points, although it looks like you've only taken damage to your temporary hit points. Okay. Roll a medicine check. You still feel this thing festering inside you after you do that. You feel that you are still infected. Uh, I'm going to say, for the sake of shits and giggles, that the 1 minute since the first burst has now passed, because we've been through a few rounds. Oh, actually, no, it would be 30 seconds, sorry, because that's the next round of damage for people. So, the two guards, 3 damage, 2 damage. Lucian, you take 12 damage. Um, the old woman up here, she's probably going to die. So, yep, 6 damage. She kills over dead. Her eyes start, well, melting out of her face, as you do. Was there anybody? Oh, have I accidentally moved one of the fucking street lamps around? Damn it. Yeah, Moani, this is the second round of damage, so this is 30 seconds, not the full minute. So, Moani, you're still fine. Um, and these two at the bottom are still fine. Joshua, you're still fine. Yeah, I think everybody that was infected in the first burst has taken the damage. So you do get the feeling that the anti-magic thing is not having any effect on this disease. Joshua. This is only like the second round after you did that. Actually, I will say, yeah, you probably get the feeling that these, I should have said this in the previous thing, but whatever, it's a good thing your turn's just after it. The two bodies that you're next to on the floor and what's left of the dog, um, despite being dead and muscles looking like they've melted and began to ooze into the ground, they convulse as if in pain, even though there's nothing there to feel pain. And you see some of the tissue start disintegrating and dissolving again further, and then as quickly as it started that, it stops. It's like seeing like lava flow, but in kind of a poor frame rate. So it like flows, stops, flows, stops, flows, stops, and you get the feeling, yeah, sort of every 30 seconds this is happening. The disease does. You can definitely show that the disease continues on dead things. Um, yeah, I suppose the time it took from the first one, everybody would get the like it was a minute after that smoke thing exploded that people started rotting. But only Lucian really knows it's contagious. Did you share that it was? I think you said that the dog was infected, didn't you? Mm. So yeah, you can surmise that people that are infected, they've got like 30 seconds before they start to melt. Cool. You drop that. Oh, that's fine. Moani, it is your turn. Cool. So, field hospital. Hashtag phrasing. Yeah, actually, yeah. These people would have approached you. That woman would have, but she melted. Um, Alev. I went. Cool. Cool. Okay, so you move it there, 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 there. Yep. Lucian. And I assume that's the end of your turn. The peasants' turns. These people are going to move up and through here. That one guard who came to check on things is letting the infection run wild. I mean, yeah, I have control of all this disease. It's fine. I'm sure everything's going to be fine, guys. Yeah, with this guy who you told to just stand there, he just continues to stand. Okay, he goes towards the end of the street then. Yeah. This guy, You see the Santa Claus looking motherfucker going over and into his house. With his 72 children. No, I'm joking. You wouldn't know he has 72 children. Yay! Oh my god, move over to there. There-ish. Yeah, I feel that that's enough damage done. Joshua. Yep, that's fine. Yep, you do get the feeling this is airborne, and you know the timings and everything. If you spend a bit longer on it, you might get a rough idea of just how long this thing is able to last inside a human body. Yeah, I'm gonna have you roll another medicine check next time. Moani, the people start taking potions. Even though they're not injured, they're just like, yeah, thanks, cheers. Should we give one to the little girl? Yeah, you get her up to 1 hit point. Cool. She opens her eyes. She looks startled. Can I go back to my dad, please? He may be a terrible father, but I'll just lay on the floor. It's fine. Roll a persuasion. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yep, she's persuaded. Lev. Cool. Lucian, you now have a dog. I mean, it's up to Lucian if he wants to snap its neck. Yeah. You want to read the name on the collar? Okay. You can't see that guard's infected. Cool. So as far as you guys are concerned, the guards are setting up a bit of a cordon, and things are all good. Everything's a-okay. Olive saw the Santa Claus guy run in there. Well, a little bit. Cool. People's turn. The little girl's going to stand up, and she does stay where she is, whimpering slightly. This The cat's not going to move. It's just laying under the thing for now. This woman's going to continue her rampage of spreading infection. Children of the night. Your children do belong in the mine. You're correct. Yeah. So the guards will form somewhat of a perimeter. This one's going to stand here. So go. Okay. I've got my crossbow. Stop that. This guy's going to run down here. Oh, actually, he can. Oh no, they can't make the save, can they? Never mind. Return to your houses. They all look confused as fuck about what's going on. Joshua, can you roll me a medicine check, please? I'll say I give you advantage because you've been working on this for 4 rounds now. You get the feeling that something like this, it would take somewhere between 5 and 10 days for it to completely die out within the human body, or indeed the elvish body, or the not that kind of tiefling body. I'm sure once everybody starts killing over and dying, you can organise something to get away. Yeah, you can try and cast remove curse on it. Yeah. Again, it's still in its stopped still lava state at the moment, so you don't know if it's having any effect or not. But you can bear with it, or you can ask Lucian. I thought you spent your reaction to detect to. Oh, that was okay. As you say, I forgot to do Lucian. Can you roll a strength or dexterity check for me? I imagine you're going to get above 20. Oh, you need to beat a 13. This is the dog trying to push you away. So, only just. The dog wriggles and struggles and tries to push you back so that he can escape, but you just about hold on to him. Man, yeah, that was a lucky roll. I should just remembered as well. You've all got 2 levels of exhaustion, so does that affect skill checks or is that saving throws? You will do. Oh no, sorry. The Lucian, you have 2 levels of exhaustion. Oh, your speed's halved. The rest of you are going to get that. I think probably at the end of this round, I'll say that a minute is done. Well, unless is there anything else you guys want to do story wise? No. You see that there is still the infection, and Joshua can share his information at some point. Moani? Mm, cool. Alev? Okay. Okay. Show me whereabouts you're going. Does detect magic go through walls? Oh yeah, the wood isn't that thick. Oh, all 1 foot of stone. That's quite thick. Yeah. 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 So the people that you or the creatures that you see with skull. Oh, you can't see the cat. There's a cat around the corner that's also infected. Oh, in that case, yeah, you don't see any birds that are infected. Actually, you don't see any birds in here at all. Well, you're 40 foot up, so no, you don't see anything in the buildings either. yeah, they're single story. They've got like attics or whatever on top of them, and the triangular roof, so it's not that easy for you to see from that height, but they're not that tall. Okay, Lucian. Okay. Okay. And this woman's gonna run over here and inform this guard about the infection thing. Not about the infection, about all the issues. Try to get through the door, and he's gonna be like, no, not allowed. And where's this duty? Oh, did I not move him? Oh, he moved. He went. That's the. Why did he take the long route to his fucking house? Right, he's gonna dash this time to get into his fucking house. There we are. Well, I mean, the guards did tell him to get into his house. Cool. I think that's. Yep, that's that all handled. Um, I would now say we're safe to come out of initiative if you guys are okay with that. Or did you want to fly around a few more times to look at infected people, Olive? Okay. Are you okay if we did that out of initiative? Cool. It's been 2 hours now, and we're only just getting everybody infected. Cool. So, as I drop you from initiative, I will say that those of you that were infected, Moani, this is for you. Effects. You get 6 necrotic, and you lose your dark vision, which you wouldn't really notice here because it's daylight. Joshua, same for you. You get 6 necrotic damage. And then I'm going to start killing off peasants. Dead. Very dead. The little girl. Dead. Fat guy. Dead. The dog. Still alive. Just to piss off Lucian. So, Oh, I didn't roll for that woman there. Maybe she's still alive as effects. Nope, she dead as well. So everybody that you had given potions to, they drop down. Their skin starts peeling off of their bones. This guy was quite slow to be infected. Yeah, you can pick them up off the corpses. Cool, so that all happens. Olive, feel free to move around the map as these people are slowly, one by one, infected. Olive, how shit works. You sense infected creature in there, inside the actual building. Oh, and that cat's infected as well. Another one in there. It just seems to be the same thing. They are slowly decaying. I mean, they've got nowhere else to go. Wait, Olive, are you going to guide that guy so that he can get to the thing? I mean, Lucian would probably tell you it's like a 10-foot radius. Oh, in that case, you'd be able to see that it's a 10-foot radius. So you see that this house doesn't have any infection in it. You could probably just tell him to get into the house and not get any closer. Okay. As you point the finger at this guy, he melts. As the next wave of infection starts hitting, and the dog dies. These people die. The guards start slowly decomposing again. So, what do you all want to do? Okay. Can you click the spell for me? No, you did just buy diamonds for this, didn't you? Cool. Your creature touch with positive energy, undo a debilitating effect. You can reduce the target's exhaustion level by 1, or end one of the following effects on the target. I will say roll a medicine check. Roll it and add your 1d4, which breaks your concentration. Cool. So, with a 35, you get the feeling that Greater Restoration may be the only thing that removes this illness. And as you cast it on yourself, would you like to remove the exhaustion or the illness? Okay. Roll a Constitution saving throw as you cure yourself. You might make it. You've got Lucian's +5. 24. Well, you know how to cure it. You take 2 more levels of exhaustion. What, exhaustion? No. You could have cured the exhaustion, I guess, but so you disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws. Hit point maximum halved. Oh, that's a hard one. You need to have a sleep. So, can you write down exactly what you're asking for? This shopping list of terms. It sounds like you're asking for 2 things. I think with divine intervention, you can ask for one thing. Like I'd recommend moving away from the body. She might be able to cast Greater Restoration on you, but I don't think she's going to cast Greater Restoration and immunity from all funky, weird diseases. Also, the dog's dead. They're slowly melting. I mean, none of the rest of you are taking any more damage yet, so you're doing this all quickly. You know that time is of the essence. I will inform them thusly. And he starts taking a step towards the gate, and then everybody on the other side of the gate goes, "No, no, no!" And he goes, "I'll shout it from here. It's fine. I'll do that." And he shouts that they need diamond dust in order to remove the effects of this. How much diamond dust? As much diamond dust as you can get. Those of you that are infected, so Lucian, 5 necrotic. Moani, 12 necrotic. Olive, you're not infected. Joshua, 6 necrotic. I also need to. I'll just do 12 from each of the guards. Why not? Nope. Oh, he would have taken damage before, so let's do that. I'm just removing the max from the guards because I don't want them around for too long. Ooh. Once symptoms begin to show, it causes the sufferer to gain 2 levels of exhaustion. Lose any dark vision they possess, and every 30 seconds they take damage. It never says every time they take damage they take 2 levels of exhaustion. Yarp. It's just when you first contract it, you get the levels of exhaustion. Yeah, I think this isn't a very large town, and most of the buildings, if there are people in them, they're not infected. John, what are you doing? I thought you were going to do your channel divinity. A divine intervention, sorry. Okay, I'd say you can do that. Hey, honey. Hi, how you doing? Are you cheating on me again? All these excuses. I know you're out drinking with your boys. No, that's fine. You do that. Right. So, what would you guys like to do? Because at the moment, Olive is uninfected, but has to maintain a decent height to prevent infection. You have a lot of bodies. You have these guards that are slowly dying. What would you like to do? I said 5 to 10, but you can change it. Go on, what house, sorry? You didn't see a guy go into that house. Olive saw a guy go into the house that's over there. You can assume he's dead. But you know what they say about assumption? You're probably right. Yes! No Jehovah's Witnesses! Hmm. Um, the ones, yes, you do, the dead bodies. Where are you pointing to? Sorry, 1 second. Around which building? That one? No. Okay, there's a the building at the top right of the map, so the northeast, and the building kind of at the southeast. You get magical fields from. How's that the northeast? That's fine. Okay. Cool. I'm going to say that for you to decide on a building, which one do you want to take? The north. So you've got that one there, or the one down there. That one there, yeah. Okay. I will remove the dynamic lighting to the door. Oh. Yes, let's try making them powder and slightly more airborne. It's all about testicles. Okay, so you pick the building, you open up the door, you find the occupant inside is already dead. Feel free to have a look around the building. I need a quick loo break, if anybody else does. 4 minutes. I drank a lot. So I'll be back in a sec. I'm back. Yeah. As with any of these things, it's kind of up to the DM. Yes. Okay. Yes. You get the feeling that the only thing that can cure this is greater restoration. Cool. If everybody's ready, I'm obviously back from the toilet. You want to move all of the bodies into this house? I assume you've had a look around it. You do see there is an alchemy station in there with a place where you could possibly make potions. Um, Olive, are you going down and help with the lifting? Nearly. Moving the bodies. So, okay, there are quite a few bodies. Sorry? I think the guys have decided on this house over here. It's bear in mind as well, these are quite melty bodies, and every 30 seconds they become a little more puddly. So you probably want to stick to one body at a time. Um, with just these bodies here, in your opinion, how long would it take the three of you to load them all into that one house? Uh, can do if you want. Remember, you're all at half speed, and then if you're carrying things, you're at half speed again. It's up to you guys. I'm just saying you've got the option here. They would drip. Do a roll a perception for me, please, Olive. Ah, 23. As you look up and sort of then they're aiming close possibly, you do notice it's raining. Fairly heavily. You'd felt a couple of drips before all of this began, and then nothing. And as you look up, you see it's absolutely bucketing down. But all of you are bone dry. You do you do also see that there are wards for most likely a wall of force to seal in the district, but obviously it's designed to stop things from coming in. So they are on the inside. You could break one of the wards if you wish to try and escape, but it's up to you. So, are you moving the bodies? Okay. I mean, you can see where the bodies are. How are you drawing this line? I don't know what you mean. Okay. Do you move the bodies slightly more into the center? Okay, I'd say you pile the bodies up in the middle of the town. Um, can everybody roll for me? I'm gonna say 60-12 for time spent chatting. Oh, except for you, Olive. Sorry, because you're a flyboy. You'd be better off rolling it as 60-12, Moani, but that can definitely count as your first one. Yeah, no, I'm fine with that. So, I mean, roll it if it is all of your hit points, then you can sort of say, "I here was." Yeah. You do notice as well these two guards by the gate drop dead. Yeah, you rolled really bloody well. Look at that. Look at all those nat ones. Jeez. John, stop rolling 12s. Yes, as your skin starts to decay and melt. Oh wait, didn't you have resistance up, John? John. Oh, is it on saving throws? Oh, sorry, I thought it was damage resistance. Oh, shame because resistance you still get. It's just immunity that's treated as resistance. So if you are resistant to necrotic damage, you are still resistant to this damage. I should probably have mentioned that a bit earlier. Awkward laughter. Um. Okay, so you guys pile up the bodies. I'll say you drag the guard bodies further in as well. Alev, you notice all of the guards around town now have killed over, dropped dead on the floor. They are little puddles. Um, yeah, but they've got the slanty roofs. I would make you make a dex check. It'd be hilarious. You lift Joshua up there, put him on a slanty roof. Neither can Arlev. He would have to fly down to ground level to go in through the door. I can see through the walls. Oh, what with your magic thing? Yeah, you can see where there's infection in there. Yeah. Yep. Damn it! You realise that. I was like, yeah, you can tell there's infection. You can carry the body out. Yeah. Cool. How down to the south or to the west? Okay, there you go. I'm a very special sort of evil. You get the feeling that it's fairly okay. Like, it's nothing seems to be infected. There's a bit of a blood trail from where you dragged the body out, but even the blood on the floor, you get the feeling it's not. You're not going to get infected from that. Okay. You ask her, and she sort of goes, no. But hey, there's always tomorrow. So, what is the party going to do with their next few hours, days, weeks, months? Oh no, John's already told you it's between 5 and 10 days. Yes, it has been 3 minutes. What's the part? Well, I'm asking what's the part. Okay, so you're going to hang around the gates waiting for Diamond Dust. Mm-hmm. Uh, yeah, I'll say you negate the effect and you're healed up. Okay. Right. So it's going to take them about 5 minutes to return to you, Arlev. So during those 5 minutes, Joshua has got his regenerate, keeping him somewhat alive. Moani and Lucian, on the other hand, you have 5 minutes worth of this plaguey thing, which is another 10d12. Okay. Uh, do you have to roll a check for that, or is it just a general I pray to God? Okay. You do hear a whisper from the Raven Queen. All she says to you is, "Weather the storm." Olive, I assume you're floating up in the air. You finally see as Moani and Lucian are slowly decomposing. One of the guards come to the gate, very close to the gate. He's quite a brave guard, and he has in his hand a bag, and he says, "Am I right in assuming that you're unaffected?" "Then I have a task for you. There are two there are two very important people in the furthest room from here. If you can get them out, then I'll give you this bag. It's got 200 gold pieces worth of diamond dust in it." Yeah, Sir Dux and Lord Lordingson. Wagwan. Okay, not a problem. Okay, where would you like the bodies moved? Use the arrow tool and I'll move the bodies. Yep, yep, yep. Damn you. Cool. Move that one to the. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Cool. Roll a persuasion because these guys have heard people screaming and melting. Yeah, they need to nat 20 to doubt you. Yep. Lord Lordington opens the door and takes a step out, looks around, is like, oh, this is. Cool. Feel free to do so. Okay. Okay. Oh, they run through the bodies. Yep. You get them over to the door. The guard opens the door a fraction so that they can get out, and then he throws onto the floor the bag of diamond dust. True to his word. Cool. Come down here and say that. Roll your medicine check. Cool. You're not concentrating on any spells, are you? Okay. Okay. I know what guidance does. That's why we don't ping it. So yeah, you get a 21. You get the feeling that would make these incredibly airborne, and Arlev would not thank you for that. Yeah. At the moment, they have a 10-foot aura of diseasey infectionness. Let's not try and make that bigger. Yes. I'm incredibly confused by what you're saying. Um. So yeah. If you're both clean, then yeah, you can stand next to each other. But if somebody who's infected moves within 10 feet of you, then you need to make the con save again. You mean like hold off to do the thing? If you do it simultaneously, then that's fine. You're both. Nobody's responding at the moment. You're welcome to search. You notice the guards on the wall are being changed. You may notice that these actually roll a perception check. Everybody who looks up and sees these new plague doctors arriving. Olive definitely notices it. As Joshua, Lucian, you do not. Moani, you have disadvantage because of thingies. But yeah, you all notice the movement of these plague doctors seems oddly familiar. You realise that these are possibly not alive and maybe even connected to a necromancer that you are a little bit too familiar with. It affects dead things. This one approaches the gate. Yeah, roughly. But are also wearing the plague mask and outfit that looks like it's trying to repel this disease. / plague. It shakes its head. Excuse me. Sorry. It sneezes. Ah! Okay, so you're moving, so every 6 seconds, that's... So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Roll for stitching. Because there's also going to be some necrotic damages to people, because this is a lot of body movements. I'd say another 5d12 each. You're welcome to do them one at a time if you wish to take potions and things. Are you all stood in the pile of corpses that Arlev's throwing together? Yes. I believe so. And you did it nice and swift. Okay, so you're knocking on this door here? You hear a voice inside. What do you want? There's no Joe here. What do you want? Who are you? Right. I'm not interested, thank you. Goodbye. Roll a persuasion. DC 20. She's very stubborn. Fine. She steps out. As she gets to the gate, she sees this huge pile of bodies with Moani and Joshua sort of playing around in them. Hey, stop throwing corpses at me! Oh my god. Lucian. I forget how many dice we've rolled. Yeah. She doesn't appear to be infected, although this guy appears to be made of magic. Do you tell Olive this? Oh, sorry. Cool. No, just me. As she steps up to the gate, the doctor on the other side reaches through with a sword and stabs her, killing her, and then nods. You heal her, he stabs her again. Okay. Okay, you heal her up. And she sort of goes, what on earth was that? You see the doctor hold up a single coin. And you hear a voice, but you're too far away to hear it. Moani or Lucian or Joshua can move closer if they want to listen to what the noise is coming from the coin. The coin appears to be speaking. Okay, I'm gonna go pack a bag. As you say, take the coin. The plague doctor holds it closer to him. Cool. So you move closer. Let me just quickly roll something. Oh, he can't pass anyway. Excellent. And the wall of force is to stop things coming in from the top. It's and I even said you saw the runes around the top. But Lucian would notice now that that one's infected. So you go over there, he holds out the coin, and you hear the voice of Uncle Joe go, "Dear person listening to this message, I have employed undead people to deal with this infection. They will be making sure that no live creatures are left in this area. Toodles!" Lucian can do, yes. Olive, can you roll me 1d20, please? You're fine. You don't hit a thing. So you roll. You hit with a firebolt. I need everybody to roll initiative, then, please. Cool. How much damage did you do? I'll say you get off the. All right, all right. Yeah, Olive doing it is just a bit shitty, leaving your friends behind. You doing it is end of the world kind of. Are you sure? Cool. Has everybody rolled? Cool. Lucian, you see this as Olive fires at the doctor. He sort of turns, clicks his fingers a few times, and then begins raising the gate. Okay. Hits, naturally misses, hits. So for a total of 36. Good call. Anything else you wish to do? Awesome. Joshua. Unknown territory. I always imagine Destroy Undead kind of just making it so that the bodies kind of just stop being animated and collapse to the floor. I don't picture it as kind of like a nuclear bomb evaporating them. Mm. Yeah. Becoming flaky. Yeah. Nope. He collapses into a pile of bones. Cool. Now it's the turn of the Plague Doctors, unless there's anything else we wish to do. I mean, they follow his orders, not his suggestions. So you say, that undead is infected! And the skeleton sort of just shrug and like, I don't fucking care. No problem. You notice a bunch more running in. The ones that are up on the wall fire arrows at you, Olive, but bounces off of the wall of force. Minor, you can get an attack of opportunity if you want. Yeah. Oh, actually, I was going to roll for this. You can take an attack of opportunity if you wish. 21. Oh, that's a lot of skeletons. Yeah, go for it. Because they're pouring through the door. Yep, you hit, you do 13 damage. So they're pouring in and they are surrounding you. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, that's only 10 so far. Yeah, I mean, and I imagine this is going to be fun. I rolled quite well. I mean, I got a nat 10 and a 5 and a 6. Oh yeah, there's a space there. I don't think we ever decided what CR my skeletons were. 10. 5, 10, 15, 20. Oh, and one more. So these all pour in. The gate behind them slams shut, and they're going to decide who they're going to attack. So there's definitely going to be at least 5 on Moani, and there's definitely going to be at least 4 on Joshua. So Moani, there's going to be 10 sword attacks against you. What's your AC? 14, okay. Yes, I did. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hit, and there's 1 crit. That's 87 damage. Joshua, how many did I say? 4 on you, so that's 8 AC. 23. Okay. It might be a good idea to shield. Let's have a go. Yep, none of them hit you. Right, so how many more do I have left? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12, I think. So I'm going to do 6 shots at Arlev. AC Arlev? Okay. So, are you saying you're going to shield? Okay. What's your AC? Okay, thank you. God, painful. And I said 6, so that's 12 attacks as they fire their boos at you. 1. Oh, disadvantage, none of them hit. Cool. And that leaves 6 more they're going to do. Moani, are you still up? Cool. I'll do 3 shots against. She's very quiet. 3 shots against Moani and 3 shots against. 3 of them will shoot at Moani, 3 of them will shoot at Joshua. So Moani, AC 14. So 6 bow shots against you. 3 hits with 1 crit. Oh, thank you for letting me know. That's fine. Does 36 damage. Yeah. What was the last d6 rolled on that? 6. So only take 30 damage from this one. What? No. That's taking 6 off. So the 36, I didn't put a crit on it. Yeah. Okay. All right. So listen. If you listen, okay. You don't take crits. The 87, the last roll was a 6. You've already taken off the 87 damage, correct? Oh, so you haven't actually taken that damage off yet. Sorry. I thought you'd be updating your character. Then fine, take 81 from that and then 36 from the second one. Cool. Joshua, your AC you said was 21? 23, sorry. So it's that. And then 6 shots against you. One of them hits. Okay. You shield it. And that's the end of their turn. Moani. They are indeed. Okay. I'll say you're doing bludgeoning damage, it's fine. Cool. 19 hits for 16 damage. Nat 20 hits for... That's 50 damage. Actually, I think 50 is exactly how much hit points it has left. So that one dies. Cool. Arlev. Okay. Roll me an intelligence check. Cool. You do get the feeling that Moani and Joshua are both infected, and they're standing quite close to the body, so they may also be infected. The plague doctors. Basically, they're standing in the plague zone. You could do non-fiery stuff. I mean, yeah, somebody who's been using telekinesis pretty constantly. Oh no. Okay. He has already taken some damage. I think Moani hit him. One of those naturally misses, but the others hit. No, it's 11 damage, yep. Cool. Your max height is 60 feet. Yeah. Unless you cast Disintegrate, you can destroy the sigils and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I'll take the 7 off it, it's no problem. Lucian. I'm sure she would have told you. Yeah, it was good enough. It was a nice squarish shape, so I used it. Joshua. Yeah. I mean, they've got 66 HP, but yeah. And you. It's a very different thing. So 1, 2 of them make it. So I'll just I want to delete a bunch off. Which one has the? Oh, of course, the original has the thing. So that one. Yeah, I'll say it destroys them, and they evaporate into tiny, tiny particles of skeleton dust. The sooner you realise that, the better. Ah, damn it! I still delete the fucking one with the turn. I even noticed it. Huh? What's the matter? Nothing. At no point have I asked Arlev to roll his con save. Do you think I've actually turned them into a cloud of disease thing, or do you think possibly Adam, the super serious DM, is joking for a change? John the oversensitive. Don't tempt me, Frodo. Is that the end of your turn? What is up with your ruler? Every time I'm on a contract with you, you measure something and the ruler stays on the fucking screen forever. It's weird. Ah, yeah, well, it's disappeared now, but still. No, it's fine, it's gone now. So these last 2 remaining Plague Doctors are going to decide who to attack. They have a choice of Moani, Joshua, and Arlev. In that order. Oh, cool. 1 for Moani, 1 for Arlev. So Moani, this one's going to move up into his sword range with you. Sword, 23 for 12. And 20 for 11. And Arlev with disadvantage. And that one. And 21 for 12. Cool. That's the end of their turn. Moani. Okay. Yep, that hits for 14. That hits for 20. So let's just... Fan-dabby-dozy. Arlev. On which one? Okay, so that one up there takes 20, yep. Yeah. Lucian. Terrible. 2 of those hit. You still do 20 damage, but for Lucian, that's pretty bad. That's a 7. Cool. Chipping through their necrotic shield. Anything else? Joshua. I guess that one there, they'd look about the same. Fails and takes 32. He dies. Anything else you wish to do? Cool. The last one is going to make one attack against Moani. 19 for 11. Half to 5. And then it's Moani's turn. Hits for 18. That one hits for... How do you want to do this? Cool. It bounces off the wall of force, lands on Arlev. My infection. Cool. As you finish off the last one, you rolling a con save. Yeah. Everyone who's still infected. So Moani, you take 2 necrotic. Joshua 11, Lucian 10. As the last of these skelly boys are dropped. You now notice the gates are unguarded. You have a pile of dead bodies, and the plague doctors on the wall are still firing arrows at Arlev and just pinging off a wall of force. They just follow orders. Yeah. Yeah, this whole area is full of plague bodies, and there is one, even though I shouldn't have moved it. There's one that's just the other side of the fence, yeah. But I removed all the bodies, because let's face it, there's a lot of tokens. All the rest of your party die from plague. Arlev, you get the feeling that these plague doctors that were sent in here were sent in here to kill everybody that's in this area, to stop this from spreading. Yeah. I thought Lucian couldn't lie. I forget the message that I said, so you just hear the voice of Joe saying the message. Cool. You get a message back from Joe saying, they go in, they kill things, I let them become deanimated. They're expendable. Who is this? Stop calling me! Well, yeah. Cool. You've you notice there's a bag of diamonds, yeah. um, you wrap it around lead. Oh, my lead pocket. Ah, here we go. It's late afternoon. The sun's going to be setting fairly soon. Okay, so you're going out into the city to locate diamonds. Okay. Okay. How long is this going to take? Going shopping for diamonds, finding the city leaders. I'm happy to RP you finding the city leaders. Wait, so you're getting the diamonds first and then returning? Okay, so when you dimension door out, are you going quite a distance away? Let's sit with Vasselheim. They were told to come in here and kill everything, so you're in there. You're a part of everything. Okay. All right, and you're gonna go pick up diamonds first. Yeah. Well, you'd have to go to the Kobold Reserve, wouldn't you, and purchase of it. According to Matthew, yes. That's what you use for straining pasta after you've cooked it, right? Okay. Deduct the gold and add that to your sheet. I was looking to see if Matt's actually updated the calendar. I did keep pestering him to, but I've put his last contracts on there as yep, he hasn't done shit. So some Matt contract, I'm sure one day he will add details. Ha, as if. Matt's hag fighting and Matt's kobold TPK. Man, that contract was so poorly balanced. Uh everybody died. Oh yeah, you ran away. Everybody that stayed died. Yeah. Okay, so you're once again teleporting inside of the wall. Okay, cool. You are up in the air. You see them all down there. I'd say that'd take about 5 minutes to go down there, purchase the thing, fly over, fly back. Does that sound about right? Did you cast haste? It's up to you. If you say that, then I'll say it's only 3 minutes. Actually, I don't know. How long does it take to count out 525 GPs worth of diamond dust? Okay, so I'll say you each take 6d12s worth of necrotic damage while Olive is off doing this. I'll say you can spend some time moving the bodies into the middle if you want, or you can stand around doing nothing. Well, 3 minutes we just said doing it. Yeah, because you casted haste. Oh, do you have relentless rage? Or persistent rage? Cool. I'm going to say you guys move these bodies away from the door because that'd be the smart thing to do. Olive, you return to the stupidity. You could have just left, you know. Yeah, the temptation must have been there. Cool. So you return with the diamond dust. No, maximum 5th level. No, because it entertains me that you can't do that. Into a Ring of Spell story. Hmm. You can wait an hour. I mean, you guys have got lots of HP, and Joshua's still got his channel divinities. In all fairness, you could go off and cure each other and then just sustain Moani with healing words. Yeah. Uh. Run through the gate. Hopefully, it takes a minute for the symptoms to show, but hopefully you're not reinfected. Run into the populace. Hug as many people as you can. This is important. Hug them good. I look forward to telling all the DMs that I've killed the entirety of Vasselheim with a plague. Ew. Why'd you roll a D28? So why are you rolling a D28? Okay. Mm. 32% chance of succeeding. No, failure. Yeah, I know, I know. Cool. Let's start doing the things then. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, that's good. This is it's supposed to be a difficult problem. Yeah. While you're all discussing this and doing maths, Moani, another 10. Lucian, another 7. Joshua, another 7. Plagues Man. Roll for it. No, it's fine. So that's 100 GP of gold dust then. So I pinged the thing for you. Oh, it's 18. Let's roll the d6. That's good. That's good. So you're on 23. So now with the d4, you need to get a 2 or higher. Yay! You make it. But you're still stood within 10 feet. So wait, she's moved out of the gate. Cool. Yeah, you don't see anything with your detect magic, but yeah, you wait a minute. Joshua, 6 necrotic. Lucian, 11 necrotic. Moani, you are clear of the plague. Yep, cool. You are all greater restoration. Make sure you're deducting the gold dust, and you are all free from the plague. I've got my bag. Where? What's happening? What? No, she's free from infection. Yes. Cool. So you all leave. You close the gate behind you. No problem. There is a very. I am very tempted to say the plague doctors decide to take you out, but for the sake of what the time is, I will not do that. I thought you were out of spell slots, Mister. I'm out of spell slots. Oh dear. Is there anything else you wish to do? Olive, was there anything else you wanted to do? Well, no. It was. I just didn't want to start another combat. I kind of figured you need to speak. You need to speak to the plague doctors attacking. You kind of need to speak to the higher ups of Vasselheim about this shit. Otherwise, it's sort of like, yep, we leave the town, the area of the town full of dead people, where they might send in more skeletons and things. So, okay, and I'll show this to you guys. Boop. So this is the entirety of the Domino Plague, including a funky picture. Yep. We do not want this as a regular spell to be cast by people. So that was all the details of it. Yeah, that's where I get all of my D&D ideas. I'm ethnically challenged. So you guys go and speak to the higher ups. Describe the situation in there. Is there anything else you wanted to talk to them about? We were the nobles. How would we not be aware of this? Not really a medicine man myself. It does say on the spell it's 7 days. 7 days. Um, that's to make absolutely sure. Okay. Good. I'm glad because you guys high level take contracts are really tough to make it a challenge for people, and that was although I've just floated around. I imagine your non-existent legs was getting very tired. Um, yeah, but no, you guys did well. You didn't even have to. Oh, I should have shown you the thing. There was a in one of the houses there was a route into the sewer which would have led out of the city. If you'd done that, you would have met some of the protection that they've put into the sewers to stop people escaping. Um, you also had the option of I even told you the house where you were storing the dead bodies. There was an alchemy lab where you could have brewed up some extra potions and things, and um, yeah, there was yeah. That was great. To be honest, that was the best rolling because you got it just at the right height that it's sort of like, oh shit, oh no. I mean, stuck with a D4 roll where you had to get two or higher, but you had a 1 in 4 chance of it failing. Okay, so everyone vote for your choices. This settles how much gold you get as a reward. Uh, okay, so we need to decide which is Joshua and which is Moani. Well, you guys are making this fucking awkward. Uh, I think yeah, Joshua because Joshua did all the fucking great restorations. Yep. So Joshua, you get 3,000 gold. Moani, I'm sorry, but you only get 2,000. And apparently, I'm about as useful as essential oils, but I can't award myself gold. That's fine. So, Moani, the homeopathic attempt, you get 2,000 gold pieces. Don't bother updating this character sheet. You need to update your one in the proper take server. Lucian wasn't a cure, but actually helped, mostly because of your aura. Um, Joshua cured me, but had some odd side effects, mostly itching and colonic twitching. And obviously, I'll have greatest restoration for swinging out, getting that extra diamond dust, and generally just remaining infection free for the entire time. Could have tunneled. As for experience, again, you want to do this on the take server, not on this one. You get well, it was going to be 25k experience if you fought the things in the sewer. You didn't, but I'm still thinking 25k experience, which I think should be quite a hefty amount for you guys. Let's have a look. Hmm. Uh, oh, I'm sorry. I just went on to your sheet, Moana. You're not quite at level 20 yet with 25k, are you? No. Uh, I'm sure you'll get another Moana contract soon enough. And Joshua, you need to have a nice long sleep to get rid of those levels of exhaustion. Matt, don't great to restore yourself while you're stood arms deep inside an infected person. Uh, so what you saying, John? This is the point now where I put in where I put into the chat just how much XP you get, and then Matt is going to comment 25k XP. What did they fight? God, blah 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 blah. Oh, if he's working, he still comments.